Hi, this lecture will cover the notation of duration. The duration of a musical sound is communicated by the appearance of the symbol that is placed on the staff and on the pitch that's played or should be played. But the duration that's characterized by that symbol is not an absolute value. All note lengths are relative to each other and are understood and performed in relation to one another. The longest duration found in Western music is the double whole note. It looks like this, though it's almost never used. The longest duration that's usually encountered is the whole note. It looks like this. The next longest note is the half note. As the name implies, a half note is half as long as the whole note. The half note looks like the whole note but with a line sticking out of it. The line is called a stem. The stem could ascend from the right side like this or descends from the left side like this. I'll explain when each case is represented in later videos, but either symbol for the half note may be used, and no difference in sound occurs. Next we have the quarter note, and it looks like this, and it's half as long as the half note, or 1/4 as long as the whole note. It looks exactly like the half note but colored black. Unlike the half note, it can appear in the music score in either of those situations. Reminder, both situations don't change the length. If you haven't figured it out already, every time you're cutting the previous note's length by half, so the next duration symbol is half as long as the previous one. So next in line, it's the 8th note, half as long as the quarter note, and it looks like this. This wavy line sticking out of the stem is called a flag. Then you have the 16th notes, half the length of the 8th note, and it has 2 flags sticking out of the stem. Then you have the 32nd notes, half the length of the 16th notes, and has 3 flags sticking out of its stem. And then you got the 64th notes with 4 flags, half the length of 32nd notes, and so on. Though shorter than 64th notes you'll rarely see. Even 64th notes are hard to play in most tempos, so they're not used a lot. I'll explain what's a tempo in a later video. The flags are always placed on the right side of the stem, no matter if it's pointing upwards or downwards. It's just a mistake in writing music if you ever put it on the left side instead of the right side. There is a video explaining what not to do when writing music. It will cover everything. When 2 or more notes in session are 8th notes or shorter, the flags may be replaced by beams, and it won't have any effect on the sound of the notes. It's just easier for the performer to read and more visually pleasing. So if you have 2 8th notes next to each other, you'll replace them with this, and it will sound the same. And when you have 4 16th notes next to each other, you'll replace them with this. This logic goes on for shorter notes, and here's the table for most encoder notes. You basically double the notes in one beam after the 8th note. Why they're grouped like this, I'll explain on a different video. In music, silence is very important, sometimes as important as the sound, and thus it is necessary to indicate to a performer when not to play, and for how long this silence should last. To indicate these silences, rests are used. Because rests have duration but no pitch, there are different set of symbols used to indicate when you need that silence to happen, and the symbols are centered vertically in the staff, like this. For each pitch duration, there is an equivalent silent duration, and here's the list. Lastly, let's talk about grace notes. Smaller notes may appear on the top of the regular notes, sometimes with a slash through them. Its purpose is to add flavor or color to the note when it's played by the performer. How these notes are exactly performed is a matter of genre and which year the piece was written. Sometimes they're played on the beat or immediately before the beat, and they're usually played fast. Next video, I'll cover the need for longer durations and how they're used. I don't want to add too much information in one video. As always, there are exercises associated with this lecture. Have fun solving them, and see you in the next video.